You've probably heard the saying, correlation does not equal causation. This is a common phrase in research and an important idea to understand. But what does it mean? What is correlation? And what is positive correlation? And how is that different than negative correlation? We'll cover all of these questions and more in this video. But first, my name is Keegan. I have a master's degree in counseling and I'm a licensed professional counselor. I make videos like this to help you better understand various concepts in the world of psychology, counseling, and mental health. Keep in mind that engaging with this channel does not constitute a therapist-client relationship. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes. This does not substitute or replace professional mental health care. At its most basic, correlation is an association. It's looking at how one thing compares to another thing. The American Psychological Association, or APA, says that correlation is the degree of relationship, usually linear, between two variables, which may be quantified as a correlation coefficient. That brings us to another term, correlation coefficient. This is where the positive and the negative parts of correlation come into the picture. The correlation coefficient is the number that represents the strength of the relationship between the two variables. The correlation coefficient is represented on a scale of -1 to 0 to +1. 0 means that there's no correlation. There's no association between the two things that are being looked at. If we had a perfect correlation, this would be either a -1 or a +1. With positive correlation, this means that when X goes up, Y goes up as well. An example of a positive correlation might be that as the temperature goes up outside, the restaurant sells more cold drinks. Negative correlation, sometimes called inverse correlation, means that when X goes up, Y goes down. An example of this might be that as the temperature goes up outside, the restaurant sells fewer hot drinks. Keep in mind that positive correlation does not mean that the correlation is stronger. The stronger the correlation, the closer the number is to 1. A positive correlation means that when one variable goes up, the other does as well. Negative correlation means that when one goes up, the other goes down. And so when it comes to the strength of the correlation, a correlation of -0.5 and +0.5 would be equal in strength. Additionally, a correlation of -0.8 is stronger than a correlation of +0.5. Because -0.8 is closer to -1 than 0.5 is to +1, that means that the -0.8 is the stronger correlation. As I stated at the beginning of this video, correlation does not mean causation. This means that based on correlation, we cannot say that one variable causes the other to happen. For example, you might have heard that when ice cream sales go up, so do shark attacks. Therefore, ice cream sales and shark attacks are positively correlated. However, this is just a correlation. This does not mean that ice cream sales going up causes more shark attacks to happen. Instead, with correlation, this means that something is going on that's causing both of these to go up. In the case of ice cream sales and shark attacks, likely it's that warmer weather outside increases sales of ice cream and increases people swimming, which then leads to more shark attacks. There are a couple specific types of correlation that might be helpful for you to know. We'll talk about those as well as some helpful memory devices next. But first, if you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, please help me out by giving it a like and subscribing. Before we get to the helpful memory devices, let's talk about some of the different types of correlation. Biserial correlation is the first type. This means that one of the variables is continuous and the other is dichotomous. The APA says that a biserial correlation coefficient is a measure of the strength of the association between a variable whose values may span a given range, for example, grade point average, and a variable with only two discrete values, for example, 0 or 1, pass or fail. Second, let's discuss phi coefficient correlation. In this case, both of the variables are dichotomous. Here, the APA says that it is a measure of association for two dichotomous or binary random variables. The APA gives the example of examining the relationship between people who are men or women and left or right-handed. Third is the Pearson product moment correlation, R. This is used for two variables that have a linear relationship. This correlation is used for data that are interval or ratio data. Fourth is the Spearman Rho correlation. For this, the APA states that it is a measure of statistical dependence between two variables that were measured on an ordinal scale. As a reminder, an ordinal scale is where something is ranked on a scale, such as 1 to 5 stars, representing how well a movie was liked. So those are the types of correlation. And as I said earlier, there are some helpful memory devices that you may benefit from. With the Pearson R, remember that the R is the last letter. Use this R then to help you remember that this involves ratio data, and with the ratio goes interval. And so the R represents ratio and interval data. Rosenthal also offers a memory device for the Spearman Rho correlation. Because Rho is spelled R-H-O, he says that since the last letter is O, you can then use this to remember that the Spearman Rho works with ordinal data. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope that you found it helpful. While you're here, make sure that you check out some of the other videos on my channel. Thank you so much for watching.